Midweek greetings and thank you for joining us on Primetime News. I'm Michael Madimba. Another warm reminder that if it's your first time joining us, do subscribe, press the like button, and be sure to click the bell icon to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and internationally. We begin this evening's bulletin in the Zambezi region, where communities along the Chobe, Kwando and Linyanti rivers live in constant fear for their lives and have lost their sense of national security due to intimidation by the Botswana Defence Force. Edward Mumbu Jr. compiled our first report.
This has affected their lives and livelihoods as there has been a significant reduction in fishing and animal grazing activities as most communities are scared to carry on with economic activities to make ends meet. This is according to a dossier by the National Council Standing Committee on Home Affairs, Security, Constitutional and Legal Affairs, which has been tabled on Tuesday. Held 23 public meetings and received 22 written submissions from communities in Zambezi between 20th September and the 6th of October this year. The report further read that tourism activities in that part of the country are also under siege.
Moving on to education matters. Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture Executive Director Sanet Steenkamp says grade 12 certificates run the risk of losing international accreditation if grade 12 national examinations are not rewritten. The ED further noted that this resultantly could affect learners' studies as well as their employment prospects. Erasmus Shalihakwe compiled the story.
In a media statement issued on Tuesday, Steenkamp said the conditions under which examinations must be administered, as well as the standards it must meet, are clearly set out in the accreditation agreement between the Ministry and Cambridge International. Therefore, the Ministry's decision to rewrite the papers in the affected subjects will help ensure that examinations and certificates issued to candidates can be accredited by Cambridge International. This follows news that national examination papers that were leaked in the Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate Ordinary Level Old Curriculum of Grade 12 and National Senior Secondary Certificate Ordinary New Curriculum of Grade 11 examination will be rewritten early next year. 10 individuals are reported to have been taken into custody by the Namibian police force in connection with the question paper leak. Steenkamp said accreditation by Cambridge International adds value to the certificates and will allow learners or candidates access to a wide range of further education and employment opportunities after completing high school. Salima Shimwefeleni reporting for Nampa News.
Windhoek Mayor Shade Governors says structural inequalities in society should be addressed urgently in order for HIV prevention and treatment to be addressed.
Governors made these remarks on Tuesday during the commemoration of World AIDS Day in Windhoek. She said HIV is still threatening the world, and this can be attributed to structural inequalities that obstruct proven solutions to HIV prevention and treatment. Governors stated, in order to realize the vision of ending AIDS in Namibia by 2030, there is an urgent need to end economic, social, cultural, and legal inequalities in society. She added that equally with the outbreak of COVID-19, people have found themselves to be vulnerable due to the loss of income because of loss of work or other economic restrictions imposed to contain the pandemic. The mayor also noted that the continued financial and technical support of the Joint United Nations Programme on HIV/AIDS, UNAIDS, has been helpful in fighting the pandemic in Namibia. Salima Shimwefeleni reporting for Nampa News.
The National Assembly's performance in 2021 was a colossal failure as the House failed to discuss and pass critical bills this year. These are the sentiments of the Landless People's Movement LPM.
This position was made public by the party's chief whip in the House, Henny Sabeb, on Tuesday at a media briefing convened to provide an overview of the August House's performance from LPM's vantage point. Sabeb put the blame squarely on Speaker Peter Kachavivi, who in his eyes failed to provide decisive leadership and direction. He noted if a speaker out of 31 bills has 0 achieved, if they were in power, they would have fired that speaker in the last sitting of Parliament, as that can't happen and the ministers are so quiet. Sabeb stressed that the Minister of Justice, Yvonne Dausab, tabled 2 bills, the Combating of Rape Amendment Bill and the Combating of Domestic Violence Amendment Bill, but she also got quiet. He said the two bills are crucial in addressing societal ills such as sexual gender-based violence and rape. Parliament spokesperson David Nahonganja was baffled when contacted on Tuesday, saying Sebeb's assertions were misplaced. Where did he get the 31 bills from? Nahonganja said. He said in total, 11 out of the 12 possible bills for 2021 were tabled. Of this, 4 bills were passed without amendments, while 4 others lapsed due to the COVID-19 imposed lockdown, which brought Parliament to a halt. Salima Shimwefeleni reporting for Nampa News.
Your top roundup is up next. In tonight's business and economic segment, we begin locally. The popular Democratic Movement PDM has rejected the Investment Promotion and Facilitation Bill proposed by Minister of Industrialization and Trade Lucia Ipumbu, saying it defies the principles of an open and free market economy. Erasmus Shalihakwe compiled this report.
In a media statement issued on Tuesday, PDM leader Makandri Banani said the proposed bill is repressive, absolutist, and centralizes power in the hands of the minister, as it effectively gives the minister inexhaustible power to decide not only who may invest and who is authorized to partner with investors, but also on which conditions investments may advance and whether or not the investments may be repatriated. He said the bill clearly violates the constitutional protection underlined in Article 21 of the Namibian Constitution, which states that all persons have the right to practice any profession or carry out any occupation, trade or businesses. Venani added that as a constitutional democracy, Namibia should strive to always uphold the ideals of a constitution, but instead the proposed lackluster and flimsy bill directly opposes that.
Standard Bank Namibia opened in-store branches at Metro Hyper in Kleine Coupe and Pick n Pay supermarket in Venel on Tuesday, providing welcome relief to many a client who are unable to visit banking halls during normal hours. Shelva Wills attended the events and filed this report.
Pick n Pay in-store branches will be opened from 10 p.m. to 1800 hours on weekdays and 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturdays, while Metro will be open from 1100 hours to 1900 hours on weekdays and 8:30 p.m. to 1200 hours on Saturdays. Speaking at the launch, the bank's head of customer and high net worth, Karen van der Merwe, said the opening of in-store branches will be limited to only 2 for the time being. The doors is open for expanding the in-store footprint depending on future demand, adding that in-store branches offers great convenience as they allow customers to do banking while shopping. She stated that the in-store branches provide basic services, issuing debit cards, internet banking registration, PayPal's app registration and activation, as well as banking statements, bank account confirmation letters, account activation, or loading or amending electronic account payment limits.
That's all from me, Michael Madimba. Your sports update will follow with Joey Courses, but first, the economics roundup and a look at what the weather has in store for us tomorrow throughout the country.
Good evening and welcome to All Things Sport on Sport Planet. I'm Joy Gosses. We begin the segment with tennis. Men's world number one Novak Djokovic was named among the entries for the Australian Open on Wednesday, following intense speculation of his vaccination status. But women's great Serena Williams was missing. Let's find out more from AFP.
The Serbian had cast doubt on whether he would defend his Melbourne title next month, refusing to reveal whether he was inoculated against coronavirus, a requirement to play. But after being named on Tuesday as part of the Serbia team for January's ATP Cup in Sydney that will precede the opening major of the year, he was also listed for the Grand Slam. Williams, who is marooned on 23 Grand Slam titles, one short of the all-time record held by Margaret Court, had been expected to play, but she is not fully fit. The American superstar turned 40 in September and may have played her last Australian Open. The seven-time Melbourne champion said she had withdrawn following advice from her medical team.
Moving on to football. Germany's 2014 World Cup winner Jerome Boateng has not given up hope of regaining a place in the national squad. DBA brings us more.
The 33-year-old defender was surplus to requirements at Bayern Munich and moved to Lyon in the close season. He last played for Germany in September 2018. For me, it would be nice to wear the eagle on my chest once again, he told internet site Spox and Goal on Wednesday. Hansi Flick is without a doubt the best coach for the national team. Should he call me and give me a chance, I would, of course, be very happy. Flick was Boateng's coach at Bayern, and widespread media reports said he was unhappy with the club's decision to let the centre-back go after a decent season last term that still did not warrant a Euro recall from previous coach Joachim Low.
Your sports roundup is up next. With that, we have come to the end of tonight's bulletin. A friendly reminder, please subscribe to this channel, like, share with friends and family, as well as add your comments in the comment section. Do make a date with us tomorrow for your Thursday Primetime News edition. From myself, Joy Gosses, and the entire production crew, it's good night.